guys, welcome to the new episode of the Triple Three Pod. D, how
Yo,
you doing, man?
I'm getting you, bro. You know what? Today is actually a surprise. We're not talking about 28 years later, the movie. We're talking about 20 years later, and Arsenal still haven't won a trophy.
Oh, mate, you chose violence tonight, bud. Yes, you chose
Dude,
violence,
there
eh?
was so little violence in the UFC card that I thought we need some violence. So there you go. That makes up for the card.
Yeah, so just to give context, we're recording quite later. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, my side. Yeah, I think it's 12 o'clock your side, if I'm not mistaken, bud. So
Yeah,
if we do speak a lot of caca here, then you understand why, guys.
it's stupid o'clock. This episode's gonna be
It's
dumb as flip. It's gonna be funny.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay, so today's segment, we're going to be speaking about our top five zombie movies,
hmm
our individual top five zombie movies,
hmm
um, review of 28 years later, and also dangerous animals. So, yeah, with that, D, let's hear your. Do you have any honorable mentions?
Yes, as people by now know, we can never just stick to the number. We always have to throw in an honorable mention. Mine, very quickly, is it couldn't be in my top five realistically because I don't want to be biased. I want to actually put like what is my top five. But I
Okay.
have to mention Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead, dude. What he did with that genre, and then I don't know people who have seen it and have properly like dissected it, but there's a lot of things that insist or at least suggest that there's time travel, that there's cyborgs, that there's aliens.
It was very different, bro. It
Yeah,
was
because you
very
literally
different.
see like two spaceships in the sky. There is a
Yeah,
zombie that looks like a cyborg, and then the time
correct.
travel is outside the safe. You see all the clothes that they are wearing on the floor. It's very, and he just left it open. He's never answered it. He's never so
He's never answered it.
no.
Love it when directors do that, but and
Yes,
let the
exactly.
audience kind of
100%. Yeah.
guess for their
Yeah.
own. Dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I dig that. I
I
do dig
do
that.
I do want a sequel to that movie, but if he never answers it, then that's completely fair enough. So my
It
number
is, yeah.
five is Train to Busan. I don't know if you've seen this.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
It is a movie that's been on my list for many, many years to watch.
Yeah.
Just haven't gotten to it.
Yeah. So
Everyone raves on about it that has watched it.
yeah,
So
yeah, it's
I'll
brilliant.
definitely watch it sometime.
Yeah, just a quick kind of thing. It's a Korean film. If any of our listeners have ever watched like a Korean movie, they do not hold back on violence, and yes, it's Train to Busan is brutal, and they're not like crawling zombies; they are fast as flip zombies.
Sure. Okay.
It's so
Okay.
hectic, very hectic, but really good. So that's my number five. You said we're gonna snake ladder this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my number five is I Am Legend.
Oh, shit, yeah, damn.
Yeah. No, I dug that movie. Will Smith. Um, there's one scene I don't like.
Mm,
Um,
mm.
that's when spoiler alert, when he kills his own dog.
Yeah,
Yes, I wanted to.
he's lucky John Wick didn't come after him.
Yeah, he's very lucky it wasn't John Wick car, because John Wick would have killed all those vampires or zombies with a pencil. So yeah,
We
exactly.
also got our first kind
That
of teaser of
pencil.
Batman versus
Who
Superman.
does that?
We got our first teaser
Um,
for Batman versus Superman in that movie as well.
yes, that's correct, but that
Yeah,
is correct.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
I remember seeing that in the cinema. I was like, yo, that's cool.
It's like,
Let's just
yo, is
hope
it
they
gonna
make it. And they
happen?
did.
Yeah, yeah, years later.
A couple of years later, but yeah, that did get made at
Yeah.
least. Yeah, so that's my number five. Number four for me is Shaun of the Dead.
Nice. I was hoping that would make it top five. Nice.
Yeah,
I love Shaun of
yeah.
the Dead. Yeah. Shaun of the Dead's amazing.
Um, that's cool, dude. It
Dude,
is funny.
who plays PlayStation with
Yeah,
a zombie, dude? It's the best. Who can
dude,
ever
that's
say
right.
they've played PlayStation with a zombie? It's the
Dude,
best.
that movie's so random. Yes, it's random, but
Yeah,
it has its moments. So, yo,
yeah, it's
what's your
very
number
funny.
4, D?
It's very funny. My number four is gonna potentially give away my feelings toward the movie we're reviewing. But bro, my number four is
Okay,
28 years later.
sure, but okay, okay.
Yeah, I'll get into it more later when we do the review. But yeah, that's my number four. I
Dude,
literally,
yes, you.
just for context, people, I just watched it 4 hours ago, so maybe it is a bit of recency bias, but I'll get into why. But yeah, it hit me quite hard.
Well, listen, it was a great film. I got to watch it. I got to watch it earlier today as well. Went to the cinema. It was great. Good experience. Highly recommend watching this on the big screen. Don't wait for it. Don't wait to watch this on the small screen, guys. It's not worth it.
No, no. So for you,
Just
you
for
have
the
to be
sound.
clinical, right? In South Africa,
Yes, yeah,
for
that's right.
people who don't
Yeah,
know. Yeah,
stay
yeah.
clinical.
Right.
So yeah. Okay, so that's your number 4. It's my number 3. Um,
Oh,
absolutely loved it. I loved it. I
damn. Okay,
just
sick. Nice.
yeah, like I said, we will get into it more as when we discuss the film itself.
Yes.
So yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was great. It
Hmm.
was interesting. So yeah, and then it's my turn again now. Number 2.
No. So
Yeah.
I've given my five and four. So I've got to give my three now.
Oh yes, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
So my number three is the original Dawn of the Dead, George A.
Oh,
Romero's
yeah.
zombie trilogy. Yeah, I love Dawn of the Dead. Shout out to Zack Snyder's remake. I really enjoyed his remake. It's a great remake, but
Yeah.
nothing beats the originals. Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, and I can't remember the name of the third one now. You guys can Google that and let me know in the comments. That'd be great. Thanks.
Let us know in the comments, guys.
But yes, yeah, those three zombie movies are great. They really hold up, even though they're super old. They're still so super cool. Yeah. So the
Correct.
original Dawn of the Dead is my number three. Yes.
Sure. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. Okay. Well, yeah, like I said, my number 3 is 28 years later. Uh, my number 2 is now number 1 and 2 are very close to each other. Um, I know this movie's like on the fence with a lot of people. I loved it. I thought it was such a cool movie, and that's World War Z. That's my number 2.
Oh, fair, fair,
Yeah,
fair enough.
I dug it. I thought it was cool. Yes, yeah. There's a few scenes that freaked me out, but yeah, that was cool. That was cool. Yeah.
Oh,
What's your number 2, D?
oh, fair enough, bro. I'll be honest. I really wanted to like that movie, and I just, for whatever reason, it just didn't. But I mean, we're all different, right?
Yeah, dude.
Um,
Like I said, mate. People either hate it or they love it. It's one of those.
yes, that's the way to word it. I agree. Yeah,
It's one of
I
those.
think I
It's one
think
of
it
those.
just
I
worked for
enjoyed
some
it.
people. It just didn't work
Yeah,
for others. But I mean, yeah, as long as you loved it, bro, that's amazing.
I did.
My one and two are also very close. I've got a feeling that your number one then is my number one because you haven't said it yet, and I'm like, yo, if this isn't his number one, how's that not in your top five? But my number two is Shaun of the Dead.
Okay,
It's
nice.
I think people
Nice.
overlook it because it's a comedy, mate. It's a flipping great zombie movie. It's a
Like you said,
great
dude,
zombie movie.
part of the PlayStation gets
Dude,
me every
play PlayStation with a zombie and then talk to me. Like,
time.
it doesn't get better than that. It's so cool. It's so cool. Like,
No, it's gold.
like you don't want to kill your mate, so you just keep him as a zombie and you've got someone to play PlayStation with. It's so, like, why not?
Yo. Okay, what's your number 1, dude?
Dude, my number one is Zombieland.
Yeah, we got the same number 1, dude. We
Come
got the same number
on!
1.
Yes! Love that. I'm pretty sure we watched this
Twinkie
together as
obsessed.
well.
Yeah, we did, dude. We did, and we were laughing. I'll never forget that with that whole thing with the Twinkies and stuff, and
dude.
just the way it opens up. It's
Oh,
gold. It's
For Whom the Bell
absolute
Tolls by
gold.
Metallica, dude. Such a good opening.
Yes, yeah.
And then all the
Enough said,
rules.
bud.
Rule number one, always double tap. Rule number two, cardio. All the dude. It's just
Cardio.
so like. Again, it's a comedy, but like it's a great freaking zombie movie, dude. And then the kill of
And
the
I mean,
day thing that they did, like where the old lady throws the piano on the zombie, like it's flipping sick.
kill of the week.
Kill of the
Kill of the
week.
week.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that was
Yes, yeah,
awesome.
yeah. And then Woody Harrelson with the
Um,
Twinkies is too much. Yes, it's
oh,
flipping
but I
funny.
was gonna say he steals the show, but he steals
Yes,
the show.
he does. Yeah.
Um, I will say this. I don't know about you, but the second one was disappointing for me. Yo, second one
um,
was
I think. Uh, Look, it's not the first one, but I still
yeah,
enjoyed it. I'll put it that way. Like
fair
it's
enough,
not the
fair
first
enough.
one. What I loved about the second one was when the Sony Columbia Pictures logo shows up. So you know it's the lady holding the torch, like that's the logo. And then you see
Yes, yeah, that's
zombies
right.
running up to it, just starts beating them with the torch.
Bah, bah.
That
She
was
starts
great.
Alex Pereiraing them. It's
Yes,
awesome.
yeah, dude. And the sound in the cinema was so good that we thought people were making zombie noises. It's like we just didn't clock. It was so cool. It was so well done. Every time I watch the second one at home, I'm like, it doesn't feel the same because that's the thing
But
with the cinema,
it
right?
sounds like the security guards at the Emirates guarding the trophies that have never come. But it's been so long.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it is what it is. Yo, okay,
Sure.
all right.
So number one,
Speaking
come on.
of speaking of 28 years later, um, wow, just wow.
Hmm,
Um, yes, that movie was great. I
hmm,
really enjoyed it. Obviously, we don't want to give away too many spoilers. It's just been released. We want you guys to be able to watch it first, and then obviously we'll discuss more.
hmm.
Um, for me, it's a 3.5 out of 5. Um, yeah, it was great. I love the cinematography. Um, I love the tone of it, and yeah, it's intense. Yes, it's intense. I
Hmm,
was, I was on the edge of my seat.
hmm,
Most of that movie, it's hectic. It is
hmm.
hectic. Typical Danny Boyle movie.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. His visual language is all over it. You knew you were watching a Dana Boyle
it's
movie.
all over it. If you love his movies, you'll love this. You will love this. And like I said, and Dino, you actually said it earlier, but when we spoke about it very briefly, um, it's the best one of the trilogy, and I fully
Yes.
agree. And I
Yes.
cannot wait for that for the fourth one to come out in January, which
Hmm.
is I think it's called the Bone Temple, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Yes. 28 years later, the Bone Temple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
Um,
will have more context
yeah.
once you watch this film. That title will make
Once
more
you watch the
sense.
film, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, and there was an actor in there that I didn't expect to see, and it was the same with you. I was very shocked.
Yeah. We've made it we repeat it quite often that we don't like to deep dive into movies and watch trailers, and I don't like knowing pretty much anything before watching a movie. So when this
Yeah,
person showed up, I was like, "Oh snap! They're in this movie. Okay, let's flipping go."
but he wasn't, dude. That particular guy wasn't in any of the trailers, dude. He wasn't in
No,
any of the trailers.
no,
Nothing. It was
no.
actually not misleading, but I thought it was another character that was going to be. Yeah,
Yeah,
I,
let's leave.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
want to
yeah.
say more.
Let's leave it at that. Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to say
The
more. I don't want to
trailers,
say more.
the marketing on this movie was very well done. Let's just say it like that.
Yes, agreed. Agreed.
It's very well done. Yeah, my breakdown of it. I'll start on a negative. Just because this has been very spoken about, is I don't know if people have seen online, but they basically created this rig. It's almost 180 camera rig where it's just iPhones all like next to each other. You can tell I'm
Correct.
Mediterranean because I can't not talk with my hands. If people haven't realized by now, always with the hands, always. Um, so it's 180 rig, and they were showing all these behind the scenes like photos of this rig, and that was like becoming quite a talking point of the movie.
Yeah.
It didn't work for me. I didn't like it personally. I think a lot of people will find the shots cool. I think it's cool that you can do those shots, but the
Yes.
movie, and this is basically like you and I barely spoken about it, so we're actually like deep diving into it now. But
Yeah.
the movie is so grounded in reality. I mean, 28 Days Later as well. 28 Days Later is very grounded, and then my issue with 28 Weeks Later was that then it felt like a Hollywood movie. It didn't feel grounded anymore. Then I felt like I'm watching a zombie film. 28 years
100%.
later goes back to it being grounded. And that's
Yeah.
what I loved about it. But the iPhone shots, when you see them, I was in the cinema going, oh, right, I'm in the cinema. Oh, right, I'm
Yeah.
watching the film. Anytime a movie does that is not a good thing for me. I don't want to be reminded that I'm in a cinema. I want to be looking through a window, getting lost into a story, and being a part of that world.
100%.
I want there to be no separation from me and the screen. The audience have to become a part of that story. And I
Well,
know,
it's the cinema experience.
yes, that's
I
that's
mean,
that's
that's
just
what
the
we
magic of
all,
cinema. Yeah,
that's
100%.
what we want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So just quick notes I took down. None of them are spoilery. Um, I'm just gonna note out things that I loved about it. So they definitely kept it grounded in the sense that England has been shut off and quarantined since the outbreak.
Yeah.
So this isn't anything that's said in the movie, but people in the movie obviously don't know. They don't really know what the internet is. They don't know like what Netflix is, that type
Yeah.
of thing. So I loved all those references. I was like, oh my word, yeah, they're like really like
That
they're
was quite
so
cool. That
cut
was quite
off
cool.
from the rest of the world.
Even, I don't know if you picked it up, but even like certain toys that the kids
I was
play
just
with,
about to mention that.
it's,
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
it's
yeah.
very,
It's very
it's
cool.
very time stamped. Yeah.
Yes,
Which is,
100%.
it was very cool.
Yeah,
It was
like
very cool
even
the way they did that.
that item that the dad finds and he shows his kid and he's like, no, what's cool is this thing. And the kid is like, what is
Yeah.
that? I was like, oh my word,
What is that?
that's so clever. So the little details, and that's going to my next point, the attention to detail. So I do have to say this, it's not a spoiler, but attention to detail, like even at night, the sky, you literally see like I'm talking all the stars. It's
Yes.
stars for days. And again, this is not a director that will spoon feed you. You've got to think like they've been quarantined for 28 years. There's no air pollution. So, of course, the sky
Correct.
looks even clearer. So, even little details like that, I love that. They couldn't like have guns, they were making their own weapons. Um,
Yep.
and then there are like spoilery things that I could get into, but I suppose we can discuss later. But just for something for people to think about, I got
Mm.
a theme that Prometheus was very much a theme in this movie. And if people know about Prometheus, he stole fire from Olympus, and then his punishment
Yeah.
was to be
I can.
tortured during the day and then to be regenerated at night so then he could suffer again the next day for eternity.
Yeah,
Um,
I can understand where you're coming from with that.
Yeah, and then on the deeper note, that just because there's infections going around, people cannot escape other diseases and illnesses. They're not
Yes.
exempt from anything else. Just because they don't have this rage infection doesn't mean people
Yeah.
still don't get the flu or the cold. I thought that was a
Correct.
very important nail in the film that they were trying to make clear. Like, they're not now
Mm.
vulnerable from everything else. They're now vulnerable to everything, including this. And because there aren't hospitals and doctors and whatever, they're even more vulnerable. So I loved all those little nuances. And this is very spoilery, but when you do watch the film, there are two quotes in Latin that are said. And there's a monologue
Mm.
with those two quotes that Yo, Mom, I know you're listening to this, and I absolutely adore you, and I wanted to just hug you during that entire scene. So Beijing, I love you so much. Yeah, that scene is gonna stay with me for quite a while. I think at the end of the year, if you ask me what scene stood out, right now off the top of my head, it's the one in Sinners. It's this scene that I'm talking about. It's the club scene in Havoc, and it's the plates in Ballerina. Just to end on a funny note, because I got quite deep there. But yes, 28 years later was way more thought provoking and deep than I anticipated. I was expecting a horror movie, which it is, but very thought
Yeah, it
provoking.
is a horror movie.
Very
It
thought
is a horror
provoking.
movie. I will say this, D. One thing I do love about these movies is it shows it shows the struggles that human beings are going through. Like you said, not just worrying about a rage virus, but also,
Mm,
well, how can I explain this? It's not just the monsters. It's not just the monsters that are infected, but it's also the monsters that people become when society falls apart.
nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Yes.
So they've always done a great job, particularly like with the first one. They did an amazing job with that. Same thing with this one. It
Mm,
was, yeah.
yeah.
As soon as the rules go out, as soon as the rules go out of society, everything falls
It's
into
chaos.
chaos. Yeah.
Chaos,
So
yeah,
yeah.
100%. I was going to say before we segue, or we could use this as a segue into dangerous animals. But what I'll
Mm.
leave people listening to this with is in this film, are the dangerous animals the infected or the humans?
I think it's both, bud.
Yes, most certainly
I'm
is
more
both.
scared of the human. I'm more scared of the humans, dude.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
And infected is just doing its nature where humans are.
Well, it's evolving. Evolving. That's what it's doing, dude.
Yeah, yeah. There's a
Nature's
great
evolving. So,
Yeah, there's a great line from Supernatural for people who watch Supernatural where, it's obviously about vampires and demons and all that stuff. And it's
yeah.
about two brothers and the one brother sister, monsters are not a werewolf or a vampire. They're just doing what's in their nature. A vampire needs blood. A werewolf turns into a werewolf
It's
uncontrollably. It's
true.
just doing its nature.
Very true, mate.
Whereas
Very
humans
true.
are the monsters. Humans are making these decisions consciously to do these things. So yes, yeah, very thought provoking.
100%.
This movie was very profound, brilliantly written,
No, it
brilliantly
was.
directed. The cast is
Yeah.
amazing. The score is
Oh,
by people I've never
that
heard of, and the score was amazing. I really
but
like the score.
that little kid, that kid that plays Spark, he was
Spike,
brilliant.
he was very good.
Yeah,
Good for him.
very good.
I look forward to
It's
his
his
future.
first film, but it's his
Yeah,
first film, which is I love it. I love it when actors come onto the scene for the first time and they knock it out of the park. It's
yes,
amazing.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Next one we're gonna speak about is Dangerous Animals. I don't know if you got to watch this, D. I
No,
watched it
not
during the
yet.
week. Okay, so yeah, but when I saw the trailer, I'm like, ooh, okay, piqued my interest. So obviously, it's not a spoiler, guys. It's all over the synopsis, and it's a serial killer that is obsessed with sharks. Enough said. That's all I'm going to say. And when I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, can give this a try. Um, it's a 2.5 for me out of 5.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
um, it's in a category that I often relate to as a popcorn movie. Something that you just put there and you just enjoy your popcorn. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it set in Australia?
Um, yes, it is. It is.
Oh yeah, because
It is.
I
So there's a
just
lot of
saw Jai Courtney
koalas.
say a lot of koalas, mate. Get the koalas out of them trees, mate.
I just want to say, Jar Courtney plays himself very well. whenever he's, whenever he plays an Australian character, I enjoy him. I
Yes,
do enjoy him.
he is
But when
funny
he
as
tries
Captain
to become
Boomerang.
American or yeah, like I know it's a movie that people didn't enjoy that much. I didn't mind him in Suicide Squad.
No, he is funny.
Um,
No, no one can say that. He was
yeah,
so funny in Suicide Squad.
yeah,
That that
he was funny.
That's what upset me so much about
There's
that second one, because I was like, why would you kill him off? At least kill him off at the end then, not in the beginning. He was so funny.
yeah,
That upset me. That was
but
stupid.
that's James Gunn for you. Anyway, we're
That,
not going to talk about that.
no, we're not.
Speaking of other things we're not going to talk about, that UFC card tonight was shocking.
Shocking. Shocking.
Yes.
What a poopy,
Yo,
poo-poo.
no. Like, look, I will say this: the one fight, it's definitely going to be, um, it's up for the contender for fight of the year, no doubt. And that is, let me just get the guys' names here quickly. Just one sec. So that was Shadakov versus Nicholas Morata. Yo, what a fight! What a fight! Oh my word, it was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. Even the commentators were saying it's one of the best fights they've ever seen. So
Wow.
when professional fighters say it's one of the best fights they've seen, you know it's good.
Yeah,
So
they've
yeah.
watched a lot of fights.
Um, so yeah, look, yeah, it wasn't the best of cards. I was very disappointed with that last fight with Khalil Roundtree and Jamal Hill.
Yeah, it was
I thought it
horrible.
was going to be a little bit better. Yeah, I don't know.
Horrible fight.
Let's see.
Yeah, horrible
Hopefully
fight.
next week will be a little bit better. That's the thing with the sport, you know. I love it. I love it to bits, but it can't always be great fights all the time because then we
Yeah,
would not appreciate it.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's true. Yeah, just for context for people, I just left from the cinema, so I missed half of the main card. So I'll watch that again. Well, I'll watch the fights tomorrow, but I did catch the last four. And yeah, the last four fights were very underwhelming.
Yeah. They
Um,
were underwhelming, I agree. They
so
were underwhelming.
I'm glad that the fights were early and that we didn't have to wake up to see those, because I would have gone back to sleep. I would have been like, you know what, I'm out. Peace.
No, exactly.
Very, very
So yeah,
disappointing.
yeah, it was disappointing. It was disappointing. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up tonight's card with UFC. Um, Next week, I think we're gonna get fireworks though. I can't
Yes,
wait.
yes. I think for people who hopefully are getting into MMA, if you're getting into MMA from listening to this podcast, please let us know. It would be so cool to let us know.
Yeah,
And we're
it
not
would
going
be
to be
cool
like,
to
oh,
know.
we're getting people into MMA. Like, no, it would just be cool. Like, oh my word, we're getting people into MMA from listening to the podcast. Like, let us know. Um,
Yeah, so
it would be
just
such
to
a
give
good
it
start
into
off point.
context, I
Yeah,
mean, we touched on it in the previous episode. Next week, well, it depends on where in the world you are, but next week it's either Saturday night or Sunday morning.
yeah.
For me and Dino, it's Sunday morning. Um,
Very early Sunday
UFC
morning.
put on the biggest. They put the biggest fight card of the year um, around this time of the year. It's this one, and then in November at Madison Square Garden.
Hmm.
So it's International Fight Week. They always put on the best fights, and yeah, looking forward to it. I can't wait.
Yeah, I
I
think this would be
absolutely.
such a good start off point for people who, if you don't know too much about the UFC, go on YouTube, put a comment and a like on our video first, and then go and look at like, sorry, uh, go look at like highlights of Ilya Taporia and highlights of Charles. Watch the
Yes.
countdown. The countdown's probably out already, or it'll come out
Yeah, it is
online.
out. I
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
I saw it was out. I haven't watched it yet.
There we
I've been
go.
waiting for it.
So for people who don't know, they release a countdown, which is basically, it speaks for itself. It's a countdown to the fight. It'll show
Yeah,
clips of them in their camps and stuff. And then they also do like embedded videos, which are just like mini vlogs of the lead up
yeah, they're like ten
to
minutes
the
long.
fight.
They release every
Yeah,
day
they're short.
until the weigh-ins and the
Yeah,
ceremonial
yeah,
weigh-ins.
yeah. So we'll have all of that. Then we'll have the press conference on Thursday. We'll have the weigh-ins on Friday, and we'll have the fights, our time zone,
Yeah,
Sunday morning. So it
yeah,
would be a good jump off point to get into MMA right now, because this is it's a huge fight on Saturday. I mean, I don't know how
100%.
we couldn't overstate any more how much of a big fight this is.
Well, I mean,
It's the
it's
Champions
Ilia
League of
Topuria.
MMA.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's Ilia Topuria chasing double champ status, and it's he's one.
Well,
Both of them. I love both fighters. They're both brilliant. Charles Oliveira for me is one of the best fighters.
yeah, yeah,
I love his story, like we discussed in
yeah.
the previous episodes.
And they're
So
making a
yeah,
film
it will
about
be
him now
good.
as well, so it's crazy.
Yeah. Looking forward to that, dude.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see who they're gonna cast for him and stuff. It has to be an unknown. Has to be an unknown.
Oh yeah, yeah. We don't want
Yeah.
anyone we can recognize. Plus,
Hans Zimmer must
it
just
would
do the
echo his
score.
real life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hans
it
Zimmer
would
must
echo
just do the
his real
score.
life
I'll
because
be.
he was an unknown, written off, complete underdog who's become Charles
Yeah.
Oliveira. So giving an
Oh,
unknown actor that opportunity would just mirror the life story that he's portraying. So yeah, that would be quite beautiful. Yeah, 100%.
100%.
That'd be cool.
So yeah,
Um,
yeah, I think that wraps up our MMA talk.
yeah, sorry guys.
Um,
It just wasn't a great fight card. Like, there's not much to talk about, unfortunately. It was really
not
bad.
much else to say. Yeah,
There was a comment
it
made
is
by
what it is.
Mike that there was a fight going on that he said, and I quote, "It looks like they're fighting in a library." And let me tell you, that was the most entertaining thing about that fight. That was great.
Well, but dude,
No,
no lies. Like
it did
that main fight was like it was like they were fighting. It was like two brothers fighting in a room with their mom sleeping on the couch, and they don't want to wake up the mom.
literally, yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's even like when you play like a new video game, like a fighting game, and you're figuring out the buttons, and it's like jab, okay, kick, jab. Yeah,
yeah.
that's what it seemed like to me.
Literally,
So
no, literally.
that wasn't great.
That
That wasn't
library
great
comment
at
was
all.
great because it was perfect. It was like, yeah, that's exactly what it
So,
feels like. It's like we're
good
fighting,
job.
but we don't want people to know that we're fighting.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
no,
So it was like it was underwhelming. I'll say that.
yes,
Like I don't want to take a dig at the fighters. They put a lot
no,
into
of course not.
but it's yeah. Like I said, you can't always get a great card on the weekends. It happens. It does happen.
Yeah,
And yeah, like you said perfectly. I'm glad we didn't have to stay up
on
too
a
late. Okay, look,
hundred
it's
percent.
almost 1:30. Yeah, it's 1:30. Yeah, so
Yeah, but
yeah,
we'd be waking up an hour from now to watch the card. So
correct, correct.
I'm glad that's not
So
the
yeah,
case. Do you want to lead us into our next one?
yeah. So
Cool.
okay, so obviously the Club World Cup is happening. Um, if I'm being very honest, I've got zero interest in it. I think it's just a cash grab
Yeah,
from FIFA.
yeah.
So for me, I couldn't give two damns who wins it.
No, we don't want to give it any
Um,
clout, to be honest. It won't even be like
yeah,
on the title of the episode or anything because we literally don't want to
100%.
give it clout. So, no,
So
thank you.
yeah, what we wanted to expand on was obviously last week we did our greatest 11,
Hmm.
all-time 11. So myself and Dino discussed this, and we said, you know what, this is a perfect opportunity to do each for the next 11 weeks. We're going to do, well, not 11 weeks, but the next couple of weeks, we're going to do our favorite players in those individual um, uh, roles
Hmm.
ranked.
Yeah,
So it's not just one, it's five each.
5, yeah.
So we're going to start with our top five goalkeepers of all time.
Hmm.
Um, D, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. And then just in case people are wondering, we obviously had to do our all-time 11 first because then if
Yes,
we did our top 5 goalkeepers, then you'd all know who our number 1 goalkeeper was and it kind of defeats the purpose. So
100%.
the idea came
100%.
of, look, we want to do an all-time 11, but it is hard only choosing one. So we can
Yeah,
kind of
that's
savor
very
all those
difficult.
honorable mentions for the next few
Yeah,
episodes when we do best of whatever. So now I get to
100%.
do that. So um, in case no one has seen the previous episode, I'll keep my number 1 for last. Please do go back and
That's
listen to
perfect.
or watch that episode. My number
Yeah, so we'll
five,
go from five. We'll go
five
from
to one.
five to the top.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So we can snake this thing too, or just go one at a time. My number five, I mean, he would have to be here. I'm not going to mention the club he plays for because they're absolutely trash pandas, but he's one of the best goalkeepers ever. Guys, I can't hide
The
it.
parties.
Oh, you just gave it away, man.
Sorry.
Can I say my number four? Because my number fours are Nana. You just spoiled my five, so my fours are Nana.
Yo, but no. It's only if Harry Maguire's in front of him, but
Well, his forehead is protecting the goal, so
100%, bro. 100%. But
um,
remember that game? Remember that game we used to play as kids where you kick the ball against the wall?
yeah,
It's not the wall, it's his forehead,
he
dude.
was not.
Sorry.
Yes.
I'm
Woo.
sorry. Okay, go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're
No.
number five?
Yeah. Anyway, number five is Edward van der Sar. I mean, people would call him Van der
What a player.
Star, and they would irritate me because they were fans of that club. I was like, shut up. But yes, he's brilliant. He'd have to be in my top
What a
five.
player.
He was
What a
brilliant.
player he was.
Brilliant.
Yes, he was brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant. He was built
Um
like a stick man, but he was brilliant. So good.
yeah, listen, he was so good, but he was a good
Yeah.
goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Okay, my number five is Timo Courtois. Um
Ooh.
this man needs to be on this list because
Dude, he won Real
particularly
Madrid
what
the
he's done with
Champions League.
what he's done with Real Madrid, like is it's disgusting. It's
Yes.
disgusting. And then like if I can pick out one game, particularly from last season, I know they lost 3-0, and I'm not just saying this because I'm an Arsenal fan, but the way he saved Madrid from not getting 5 or 6-0 in that first game, in that first leg of the
It's true,
Champions
though.
League,
It's true.
that guy was saving everything. He was
Yeah.
saving everything.
Yeah.
He, yeah,
Dude, but
what a
that
goalkeeper.
Champions League final against Dortmund should have won that game 5-6-0. Bro, they should have.
But even the one against you guys against Liverpool a
Oh,
couple
yeah.
of seasons ago,
Yeah, we couldn't
jeez,
get
but
past
it
him.
was saving everything,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. No, it was.
No,
He was on
it's crazy.
autosave even. You just take a step, it's like autosave, autosave,
It was an auto
autosave.
save. It's like Harry Maguire with auto header. Good. Okay.
If he ever listens to
What's your
this, you
number?
suck.
Shame, dude.
No, I
So,
mean, he's.
just careful, bro. He's gonna hit us. He's gonna headbutt us both at the same time,
Mate, I
dude.
can look
So,
outside the window and I'll probably see his forehead. Like, Manchester's
did you see?
just six
Did you see
hours
his
away from him.
cameo in 28 years later, dude? He was in the sky.
He was the island they were on.
Yo. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Shame.
Okay.
Shame.
Okay, you're number four, dude.
My number four. Number four was hard. Top four was very difficult. I mean, top five was difficult, but like the guy that's four could be two. Manuel Neuer is my number four.
Oh, what a goalkeeper he was as well, dude. Yo, he was brilliant.
We saw him live 2010 World Cup. Come on,
That's right, yeah.
Germany versus
Germany and
Ghana.
Ghana, dude.
Yep, we were there. Yeah,
That's right.
what a goalkeeper, what an icon for Germany and for Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
What a player, what a goalkeeper.
Yes,
Yeah, he's one
I
of the
fully
all-time
agree.
greats. Yeah, one of the
I fully
all-time
agree,
greats.
dude. He was brilliant.
Yeah.
Yo, my number four is, you spoke about him last week. Hated playing against him. Yes, what a goalkeeper he was. I was very happy when he signed for Arsenal. He wasn't at his best, but he still put in some good performances for us, and that's Peter Cech for me. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Peter
Class.
Cech was, especially at Chelsea. Yes, he was unbelievable. My word.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, bud, but he wasn't the same after he had that It's a hectic head injury, but he
No,
was still brilliant.
still brilliant.
He
He
was still
was he
brilliant.
was at
Yeah,
90%.
yeah.
But before that injury, he was unstoppable.
No,
Unstoppable.
he was, especially for a guy like of his height. Like, yes, I know goalkeepers have to be tall to an extent.
Mm.
But he was just, yeah, he was brilliant. He was
Yeah, it was
brilliant. So,
unbelievable. He was unbelievable. He could save the Titanic, bro. He was mad.
yeah. It's true. He could.
Like,
Wow. Yes, it caught me off guard.
bro,
So what's your
they
number
don't get
three, dude?
save Uncle Ben, mate.
Oh, you're
And you know the rule. Uncle Ben always dies.
always does.
Always. Peter Check would save him.
He would save him. He would save him. You're right.
um,
You're right.
my number three is a goalkeeper that I grew up watching. Loved him. I was like, what the flip? I know goalkeepers could be this good. I thought they were all kind of okay until I saw this guy. It's like, he's ridiculous. Who the flip is this? Dude, that's Oliver Kahn. Beast.
Shout, man.
Oliver Kahn
Shout.
was a demon. Nothing was going through
2002
that
World
guy.
Cup, bud. Yo,
Nothing was
2002
beating
World
my
Cup.
guy. Nothing.
Exception
Except
of
for
the
Brazil.
final.
Yeah, only the
Yeah.
Brazilians could get past him. But I mean,
Well, yeah.
that says it all. Like, it took R9
Yes.
to get past him.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. He was unbelievable. He's a great goalkeeper. He's a legend in the game.
yeah,
Especially
love
for
Oliver
Bayern
Kahn.
Munich. Yes, he was brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oliver Kahn was brilliant.
yeah.
He had a lot of passion. Um, yeah, he was great.
And he always looked pissed off.
Um,
Imagine trying to score against a guy like that. Like, he
sure.
always looked ready for a fight. Always.
But it looked like he was gonna. He looked like he was like gonna smack Expo if
100%.
they passed the ball wrong. Never mind if the
Yeah,
guy went past the defender.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's very intimidating, yeah.
yeah.
Schweiner.
Number three for me is okay. So he doesn't play for the best of clubs. well, when he was at the club, he was a very important part of the team's history, and like I didn't support that club. But I will say this: he was an unbelievable goalkeeper to watch. I remember watching him as a kid, and that's Peter Schmeichel.
Hmm. You play for
Yeah,
Sporting. Come on.
yeah. Played for Sporting. I mean, he won the Euro with Denmark. Enough said.
That's mad.
I mean, yeah, it's an achievement that. And obviously, he was part of the United team. Um, he was a very important part of that machine. So yeah,
Yeah, the
both
treble
me.
winners.
Yeah, that's right. The treble winners. So yeah, he was an incredible goalkeeper. I remember watching a lot of games with my dad, and my dad loved that goalkeeper. It's one of his favorites. So yeah, he was very
Yeah,
good. So yeah,
he was.
Peter Schmeichel for me is number three.
Nice. No, that's solid. Schmeichel's solid. I'm obviously in the camp that I think Van der Sar was just something else. But yeah, Schmeichel is brilliant. The pantheon
Yeah,
of best United goalkeepers, it's the two of them. And
and De Gea also needs to be
and
there.
yeah,
Hey?
I was just about to say. De
Those
Gea is
three, those three,
100% there.
and then at the
What a
top of
goalkeeper.
the ball is Onana, dude. So yeah,
Yeah, no one's touching him. And he's never
yeah.
touching the ball, so it works. My number yes, yeah, if you guys don't think we have a filter, you don't know late at night. There's like minus
There's
10
no filter.
filter. There's just nothing, non-existent.
Who's your number two, dude?
Yeah. My number two is Gigi Buffon.
Oh, okay. We both got the same number two, dude.
Love that. Yeah. So Gigi, dude, I don't know how to actually articulate what an amazing goalkeeper this
That's what a
man
player he
is.
was. Wow, he was incredible.
His passion, his determination, his heart, his character. Perfect
Yeah,
example of what you want in a footballer. on and off the pitch. But his performances, this guy he could save John Wick's dog, and he'd be having an espresso while doing it.
Oh wow, you
But
totally John Wick's
so yeah, Brady did while drinking an espresso. He'd be like, yeah, not the bad,
okay.
don't kill the dog. Sorry to all the Italians out there. Although I am like 10% Italian, so I can do it. I'm allowed. I'm allowed to do it.
Margarita.
Margarite. Buongiorno. So yeah,
Okay.
what a great player.
Who's
Sorry,
your? Well,
Buffon.
we
Buffon
know who your
deserved.
number one is.
Well, for people who potentially didn't listen to number one, they don't.
Yeah,
So you
fair
can
enough.
give your number two, and then I'll give my number one.
Okay, so my number two is Buffon.
Oh yeah, though you said that. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, Buffon. If there's one game that stands out for me with him, it's that 2006 World Cup final.
Ooh,
The saves that guy put off against Zidane was mad. The
mad.
exception of that penalty
Yeah.
that Zizou scored in that
The,
final, that's not human.
the Panenka, that
Um,
was disgusting.
that was disgusting. Well, 100%. And then also the the one final in the Champions League with Juventus and AC Milan. He was unbelievable in that game. He was brilliant.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah, he was an incredible goalkeeper. He really was.
Yeah.
Look, there's so many goalkeepers. It's very, like you said, it's very tough to just choose five.
No, it's very
So
tough. We're gonna hear
yeah,
from people. How did you not have this person? How did? Yes, guys, comment. Let us know. It's hard. You choose five
it's hard.
goalkeepers. That's the point. We want to make it a community. Who did we leave out? What's like what's the big name that we missed?
Yeah,
Let us know. Like, let's make it a conversation. Let's go. Don't just listen to two people
100%.
talk. Let's have
Said
a
it
conversation.
perfectly.
So
Yeah.
it is hard. It's
Um,
hard choosing five. 100%.
very hard choosing five, but so yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's your number one?
Yeah, so my number one, I've already said he could save the Titanic and Uncle Ben in every single comic, in every single movie. Uncle Ben would have lived if he was there, and that's Peter Cech.
Just to give context to the audience that don't know this, Uncle Ben is a character from Spider-Man, and he always dies in every movie that he's in.
All of them.
So they've made every single Spider-Man movie, Uncle Ben dies. Whether it's off screen or on screen, he dies.
He
So
dies.
yeah.
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 Yeah. And they let us know, like, Uncle Ben is no longer
Yes.
with Peter Parker. Like, he's dead.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Also, he's got no Uncle Ben. Oh, so did you hear Uncle Ben died? Yeah, he does a lot. Every comic book character has come back to life except Uncle Ben. Even Batman's parents have come back to life, and Uncle Ben hasn't. Someone's gonna Google this and be like, actually, Uncle Ben did come. Shh. Just let the joke sit. Just don't be that guy. Don't Google. Batman, dude.
You're
Batman's father became Batman before Uncle Ben was brought back to life. So there's a challenge for people. Google
true
that.
story. True
And he
story.
became a freaking awesome Batman. Oh my crap. Thomas Wayne is
That's
a
awesome.
beast as Batman. So yeah,
Yes.
my number one, we're supposed to be talking about goalkeeper. Sorry, Peter Cech. Although I spoke about him a lot last week. Love him. He was literally like facing a wall. It was like the goals were just covered with concrete. And that was Peter Cech. I couldn't stand playing against Chelsea. Never mind that you had to pass. Never mind that you had to defend Drogba and pass Carvalho and Terry, but you had to try and score past Cech. He was the final boss.
It's true.
Like
It's true.
Chelsea was just like playing Dark Souls, and Peter Cech was that guy at the end of the game that you took 40 hours to try and kill, and you just
Made you unfair today,
eventually.
dude.
Thanks.
That's you. Bye.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, my number one is the Spanish legend, and that's Inca Casillas. I thought he was brilliant. We got to see him live as well, which
Yep, we
was
did. Yeah.
awesome,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, what a play he was. Yo. So yeah, that's our top five goalkeepers. I reckon that man would have saved everything, and he did save everything. That's why he's the best. So,
Would
I
he have
mean, that
saved
save,
Krypton from being destroyed though?
100% he would have.
Sure, fair enough.
100%. He would have taken that explosion, put it in his hand, and it would have gone done.
Sure. Just there's levels, eh?
Yeah, there's levels, but there's levels. And also he made arguably the greatest save I've ever seen, and that was World Cup final 2010
Oh,
against Robin. I'll never forget that.
the one-on-one against
It's
Robin.
Robin's left foot. Robin always used to score with his left foot, no matter where he was. His right foot was just there for him to stand on,
Yeah,
and
just for balance.
yeah,
Yeah,
100% just for balance, bud.
yeah,
So yeah, that's probably one of the greatest saves I've ever seen.
yeah,
So yeah, for me, Inca Casillas. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, Robin was almost one-legged, and then spoiler alert: 28 years later, there's a three-legged zombie, and I'm gonna leave it at that. That zombie had three legs.
Yo, this went very bad.
It did. It did. So
Okay.
I do want to wrap
Yeah.
up on like a nice note, to be fair. Just something that I took from the movie, but again, I'm not going to try to spoil it. But it was very beautiful, and I thought, let's end off on let's have like a wholesome ending, because we've spoken a lot of kakapupu.
Yes.
So I just wanted to end it on, referring to that scene I went on. I just thought it was quite touching that I got. This isn't something that's said in the movie, it's something that I took from it. You might take something completely different from it. But what I took from it is that love overcomes everything, even death. So, guys, give your family members a hug. Tell your friends how much they freaking mean to you. I tell this guy constantly how much he means to me.
I say the same
But
to
he's
you, bud.
also a
I say
piece
the
of
same to
crap,
you.
and he supports a shit team and has bad taste in movies.
You calm the F down. Don't drop the net bomb. We had to reshoot this twice because I dropped an F bomb tonight.
Yes. And hopefully you can hear me, guys, because if I'm just blabbing and Mike's just going, yes, no, yes.
Dude, that I blame the polar bears, bro, for that. Dude. They cut the audio cables, dude.
Yeah, you know what? You need to tell Matt, bro. I told you, get rid of Matt. He needs to go. He's
But
not
Matt,
good.
I
He's
don't know
not
what Matt
good.
is doing, bro.
He's not doing his
He's.
job, mate.
I said to him to feed them goats, but he was feeding them chickens, bro.
No, you see,
It just doesn't work.
that's not the
Doesn't work.
protein that they need. They want goats, mate.
Exactly.
Especially the
Exactly.
black ones that are named Philip. Black Philip.
But I
That's
can't
what they want to eat.
100%, particularly those ones. Those are the
Yes.
ones that must go first.
Mark loves The Witch. It's his favorite movie. He loves Black Phillip.
No,
He loves
no,
goats.
it's not.
He loves
I
black
hate that movie.
goats. He loves eating goats. He loves thinking about
Mm-mm.
goats. He counts
No.
goats when he goes to bed. He doesn't count sheep. He counts goats.
One goat. Two. Oh, I got a sprite.
Yeah,
Good job.
except when you count
Guys,
goats, there's John Jones, there's Ronaldo, there's Michael Jordan, there's Messi,
there's Harry Maguire.
Mate, they're
Okay.
not jumping over that forehead. They.
Okay. Guys, thank you for tuning in as always. I'm sorry this is a very goofy episode, but it's because it's recorded so late.
Yeah. The filters.
Give us a
Actually,
like
we're
and
like this all
subscribe.
the time. We just have kind of a filter during the day.
100%. So yeah, I need to get up in an hour's time to go feed those polar bears those goats. And yeah,
Oh no, those are sheep. Never mind. What sound do goats make?
they just scream, dude. They scream. They scream like United fans when they see the horror of Harry Maguire missing the header, dude.
Every time they saw Ten Hag, they were like, shit, here we go again.
Here we go again. But yeah, guys, give us a like and subscribe. Please comment below if you've watched those movies. Give us your top 5.
Yeah,
If
what
you've
zombie
watched
movies did we
28,
miss out on?
yeah, anything that we missed out on. And then, yeah, guys, till next time, have a good week, and we'll chat to you guys soon.
Peace. Ciao.